Once upon a time, in a quaint village on the edge of a vast, mysterious forest, there lived a woodcutter with his two children, Hansel and Gretel. Times were tough, and food became scarce, which worried the children's stepmother greatly. One evening, after the children were asleep, she whispered a cruel plan to the woodcutter to abandon the children in the woods so that they would have fewer mouths to feed. Reluctantly, the woodcutter agreed, torn between his love for his children and the dire situation they were in. The very next morning, as the first light of dawn painted the sky, Hansel and Gretel were led deep into the heart of the forest. But Hansel, always clever and resourceful, suspected his stepmother's intentions. The night before, he had collected shimmering white pebbles and filled his pockets with them. As they walked, Hansel discreetly dropped the pebbles along the path, leaving a trail that glistened in the morning sun. The forest was dark and full of strange sounds, and by afternoon, the children found themselves alone as their parents' figures faded into the distance. With nightfall approaching, Hansel reassured Gretel, revealing the glinting trail of stones they had left. Under the gentle light of the moon, the children followed the sparkling pebbles, safely finding their way back home. However, the next day, the stepmother's resolve only hardened, and once again, the children were led into the depths of the forest. This time, Hansel tried to collect pebbles, but the door had been locked tight. Forced to rely on breadcrumbs instead, the children realized to their dismay that birds had eaten every last crumb. It was night, and they were truly lost. With stars twinkling overhead, they wandered until morning when they stumbled upon the most wondrous sight, a cottage made entirely of candy and sweets. Starving and fascinated, the children began to nibble at the walls. Little did they know, the house belonged to a wicked witch who planned to capture them. Luring them inside, she locked Hansel in a cage, intending to fatten him up, while forcing Gretel to cook and clean. The witch's sinister plan seemed unstoppable, but Gretel, brave and smart, hatched a daring plan of escape. She tricked the witch into demonstrating how to climb into the oven, and with courage and quick thinking, Gretel shoved the witch inside and slammed the door shut. Freeing Hansel, the siblings rejoiced and searched the witch's house for treasure. They discovered sparkling jewels and enough gold coins to last a lifetime. Filling their pockets, they began their journey home, following the sun, their hearts light as air with the thrill of freedom. Upon reaching home, they were welcomed with tears of joy. The woodcutter, having driven their stepmother away upon realizing his loss, embraced them warmly. Together, Hansel and Gretel shared the riches they had found, ensuring their family would never want for anything again. And so, they lived happily ever after, growing strong and wise in the heart of the village that cherished them.